Manchester United play Aston Villa on Saturday for the second time in a week. This time we're playing them in the Premier League. And after that 1-0 win from United against Villa in the FA Cup, they'll be hurting, I think, because it wasn't a game where Manchester United dominated. If anything, it felt like we were dominated. It's weird when you look at the stats from that game because I think we had like 19 shots, like 9 on target, more possession overall, according to the BBC anyway. It didn't feel like that watching that game. United were not in control in any way, shape or form. And Ralf Rangnick will be hoping for a change. I mean, we've all been hoping for change from the Norwich to the Newcastle to the Wolves to the Villa. The same problems have existed. What I'm going to do in this video is run through my predicted 11 for this game on Saturday. Surely there has to be an improvement from United. When and where this improvement is coming from, I don't really know. I'll be honest, I'm a bit lost. It feels like Rangnick might be a bit lost. It feels like certainly a lot of these players are lost in what they want and where they want to be. But let's run through the starting 11. Please, if you would consider, drop a like on the video. It does help the channel, seriously. And it's free to do, so why not? But this was the starting 11 here that started against Villa in the FA Cup. And obviously the big talking point there before the game started was a switch in formation. Ralf Rangnick gave, as I said, I've said this in my match reaction, he threw the players a bone. He played and switched to a 4-2-3-1. Played Bruno through the middle where he knows how to play. Played Rashford out wide left, which is his favourite position. Greenwood, I don't think ever really wants to play out on the wing. I think he wants to play through the middle. But it was a formation that we've used under Solskjaer for a couple of years, and it's a formation that players got used to and are used to playing in. I don't think he'll stick with this formation against Villa in the league. I think we're going to see a switch back, and I think we should. I don't think he should have switched formations. And clear the fact that we didn't have like a marked improvement, it goes to show. And look, I think if you look at the last few games, we've had a 4-2-3-1 against Villa that got switched to a 4-4-2. Diamond in the second half after Donny came on. Against Burnley, we played with a bit of a more traditional 4-4-2 with 2 wide players. Then we've used we've used like 3 or 4 different formations, and all the same problems exist. The problem is not the formation. The problem is the application of the system by the players. Now, what changes will Rangnick make for this game against Villa on Saturday? As I said, Steven Gerrard, I was dead happy to see him pissed off. That was good fun. It's probably the best thing. The best thing about that game against Villa was that picture of Mike Phelan. Absolutely creased me up. Absolutely creased me up. But look, I think there's going to be changes. If we're looking at the back, I wouldn't be surprised to see Lindelof dropping out. I mean, it's 2022 and I'm saying this. Dropping out. Oh my God, I can't even spell Phil Jones because I can't see the keyboard. There we go. Dropping out for Phil Jones. And yes, this is 2022 and I am being serious. I think Phil Jones will come in for Victor Lindelof. I think Victor Lindelof's, not simply just because of that touch that he had, but I think his overall performance looked very, very shaky. He absolutely twatted his knee against the post as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a little bit of a long-standing dead leg from that. Maguire might be back and might be fit. And if Maguire's fit, maybe Maguire's going to come in here. Hell, who am I kidding? If Maguire is fit, he's probably going to play. He is a club captain after all, but let's be honest, he really shouldn't be at this point. We all know that. I think he's going to stick with Dalot and Shaw. Dalot had that nasty gash on his ankle, but he carried on playing. I think he'll be fit to play. Shaw's been Shaw all season, right? Very, very hit and miss, Luke Shaw, all season. I don't really know where his form's gone. Bit like Harry Maguire and Shaw. Both of their forms at the Euros were fantastic. Whether they're suffering from burnout or some mental struggles, they're not playing well. But I think Shaw will keep his position over Telles. Now, McFred linked up for that goal. Wonderful cross from Fred. Cracking header from McTominay. Right position at the right time. Good goal from Manchester United. I think they'll start in midfield, and I think they'll continue to start in midfield for Manchester United until we have new midfielders. Nemanja Matic could come in here. Nemanja Matic has played alongside McTominay. I don't think, has he started alongside Fred yet? I don't think he has actually started alongside Fred yet. But I think he's going to stick with that. I think he's going to stick with Fred and McTominay. Now, the problem here, of course, is this. It's about control, isn't it? And against Aston Villa, they absolutely dominated this area of the pitch. They did what they wanted. And something that we've really got to think about for this game on Saturday is Coutinho's going to be playing. So Coutinho's probably going to be receiving the... Coutinho, I guarantee you, is going to be having plenty of shots from here. Edge of the box. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored from outside the box against United on Saturday. I think that's the tactic they're going to be using. And that's where we're going to need to see a smarter performance from Fred. Out of the two, he is the one that's going to be tasked probably with McTominay being allowed to go forward and Fred dropping behind. Now, that means that Fred has got to marshal this area of the pitch. And we know that when he's good, but when he's bad. And it's just not the natural. It's not a natural part of his game, man. It's a compromise. Whoever plays there, it's a compromise. And we know that. We absolutely know that. So I think that Fred's going to be tasked with that. And I don't know whether it's going to work. If Fred gets an early yellow card, alarm bells inside that midfield where we had no control against Villa. We need to change that in this game. I think, tell you who's crucial to that? This man. Bruno, man. Have one of those performances that puts a smile on everybody's face. He is the king of chaos. I keep saying that's his new name. He's just running around like a Duracell battery rabbit that needs to expend some energy. He's just like this everywhere. He's just like, what? He's like, I don't know, constantly. He's like a puppy playing fetch. He needs to chill. Because if you look at the stats for Manchester United for our game against Crystal Palace compared to the rest of the season, where we won the ball 12 times in the opposition's final third compared to 4 as our season average. Yet, we covered less distance in terms of kilometres as a team, and we made less sprints. Which goes to show you that it was working smart, not working hard, that did that against Crystal Palace. Pressing at the right time, sprinting at the right time, covering the right angles and distances. That's what Bruno has to do. He's just used to being this number 10 that is told by Solskjaer, you go and do what you need to do, right? And he covers every blade of grass. And I can't slight that work rate, but Bruno's got to be a bit smarter. And that's why he gets so frustrated, because he's physically exerting himself so much. But just channel that energy in the right places at the right times. And Bruno, man, you can take your levels much, much higher. That's what I would say. Now, Mason Greenwood, I don't know whether he's going to start here. I think I would actually like to see Sancho start there. Personally, you might disagree with that. You let me know in the comments below. I would like to see Sancho start there. I actually think it's a position that kind of suits Sancho. But it does depend on that overlapping fullback. Because by doing that, you're going to drag a defender away from Sancho and allow him to drift inside here. And that's a very dangerous position for Villa, for Sancho to have the ball at his feet. Because he can slot in, he can do everything there. I would like to see Sancho played there. So that's probably what I would go. Bruno on the left, Sancho on the right. Rashford and Cavani up front? I wouldn't do that. I probably would keep Cavani in, though. I'd definitely have Ronaldo up there. And that's why I definitely don't think... My God, I need to move my microphone. What an absolutely abysmal place to have the microphone. Can't see the keyboard. I do think that that's probably why we won't use that 4-2-3-1 against Aston Villa in the Premier League, because it would isolate this man too much. I don't think he would operate very well inside that system. He obviously did back in the day when he was at Real Madrid, but that was Ronaldo in his pomp, not 36-year-old Ronaldo. And Cavani was taken off in the 70th minute for Donny van der Beek, and Bruno moved up front. So therefore, I think Cavani should be okay to start this game. And I think Cavani and Ronaldo complement each other well. Could we see Martial play there? No, we can't, because he doesn't want to play for the club, therefore don't play for the club. Simple as that. You could see Greenwood there, though. I don't think we'll see Marcus Rashford. Let's be honest, Marcus Rashford had a really, really poor game against Aston Villa. Marcus Rashford's had a real past, like when he got 3 goals in his first 4 appearances after returning from injury. He's just plateaued and massively flatlined. And I said yesterday in my video, I said that right now, I don't think Rangnick can trust Rashford to put in the performances that we need our players to put in. Just right now. I'm not saying overall. I'm saying right now. I don't think he can trust Rashford, because Rashford he's really, really struggling. So I think right now, I wouldn't put Rashford in that starting 11. Doesn't mean that he can't come off the bench and make a difference. Absolutely. It's a bit like Bruno when he got left out of the team. Was it Villarreal? Carrick's first game. Came off the bench in the 60th minute. Transformed the game. Maybe Rashford could do the same thing in the 60th minute. But that would be my starting 11 there to face Aston Villa. It's so important that we control that area of the pitch. It's a big old area of the pitch. But we need to see Bruno tucking in. We need to see Sancho tucking in. Covering, giving more bodies there. Allowing for more control. We need that. We need Delot and we need Shaw to operate as overlapping fullbacks. To cover these areas here. I want to see Shaw covering that area. I want to see Delot covering that area. I want to see it from both of them. We need them to offer the width. That's where the 4-2-2 system works. when the width comes from the fullbacks and it allows the number 10s to tuck inside and give more bodies in midfield. That's where it works. It's where it did work against Crystal Palace. We need more of that. But that's my start 11 for the game. De Gea in goal with Varane and Jones as the two centre-backs, Dalot and Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Sancho, Bruno, and up front Cavani and Ronaldo. Who would be in your team? You let me know in the comments below, as you always do. Please, if you would consider subscribing to United People's TV. I'll see you soon.